Welcome back, everybody, to your three-man booth. NFL 2021 season is almost starting. I'm Dan Salem with Phil and Bud. And this week, we've got a betting guide for you guys. Phil is going to be trying to beat the book each week, playing his real money on the games. So we thought we'd start off with a few win totals. Some of them are screwy, some of them are rudimentary, but we want to remind you that we have an extra game this year, which makes everything a little bit more convoluted. Best win totals, maybe start with our teams, go around the league. There's some funny ones in there too.
Currently, the Giants and Jets are both at 7 wins and 6 wins respectively. So Giants are at 7, Jets are at 6. So if you take the over 7 wins, you have to lay $130 to win 100. If you take the under, it's plus 110. So that it's juiced to the over. So what that's telling you is Vegas thinks that line's going to go over, which means you have to lay more.
Yeah.
For the Jets, the under is 105. I'm sorry, the over under is 6, and it's minus 115 to the over. So Vegas thinks that number's right around right. So usually 110 is your standard. So 115 is slightly above.
Well, but I know you think that.
What do you think?
3 wins. So I don't know.
Yeah, I had him at 3 wins.
I can tell you right off the bat, 3 wins they're gonna win. They're gonna win Jacksonville. They're gonna beat Houston, and they're gonna beat Cincinnati. Right off the bat, I could give you 3 of them.
All right, that's 3.
But they should get at least 1 division win. I mean, come on, 6 games. They gotta go beat the division teams at least once.
Guys. Have you been following what's happening with the Jets right now?
Yeah, they got an injury or two.
Or 2. They're decimated with injuries.
All right, we'll talk about the downfall of our new team in a minute.
I would even started yet.
I know. I would take the over. I don't think that their schedule is that difficult. I don't think the division outside of the Bills is that great. I mean, they farted their way to 7 wins the season before. I don't even know how they pulled that off.
All right, so reeling it back. Someone explained to me how Houston is going to win more than 4 games.
They're not.
Thank you. Houston has nobody on that team. Nothing. That defense is almost going to be historically bad.
Even Tyrod can't pull 4 wins out of that team's butt.
Right. So that's, I like the under there. And then the one that I just think is, I don't know why this is so high. Why are the Saints over-unders at 9?
9 wins would be a winning season for the Saints. Now, I know that they were good with Drew Brees, but I agree, Phil. That's a crazy high line for a team on the rebound.
I mean, did you see any of that game on the other night? If Taysom Hill is the starter, they're in big trouble.
There's no way he's going to start.
Big trouble.
There's no way.
Why did they pay Taysom Hill all that money to be a backup?
$140 million.
Yeah. Why did they give him all that money if they're gonna name him the backup? I don't get it. Peyton has been grooming Taysom Hill for the last 3 years for this moment.
I've seen similar questions about the Broncos, who named Bridgewater their starter, but they didn't draft a quarterback because they liked Drew Lock so much. So we got 2 really hot picks. Under on Houston and New Orleans. Any other funny lines? I mean, you like to pick on the Cowboys, but I think their line's notoriously high every season.
So they're at 9.5.
9.5 is really, that would have won the division last year. That's a winning season. That's an ask for the Cowboys for sure.
If you believe Dak's going to be healthy all year, maybe you take the over. If you're a little wishy-washy about his ankle, his shoulder, maybe you lay the under. I probably wouldn't touch it because I have a huge bias. I know you guys love the Patriots, so I'll give you that one. The Patriots, the Patriots, listen to this. Wow. The Patriots over under is 9. The over is minus 140.
Damn.
So that's telling you they're thinking that's going to go over.
That's still a popular team in this country, huh?
They might be starting Mac Jones in week 1 now. And as you were saying, as before we came on here, everybody was gushing over Mac Jones today, right?
Mac Jones had a perfect day of practice against the Giants. Oh, God. But what's your opinion on the Patriots this season, legitimately?
I think their offense will be average, but their defense will be good, and their defense will keep them in games. Last year, they had, I think, 7 starters on defense opt out because of COVID, and they're getting all those people back. So yeah. You'd have to assume that their defense is going to be as good as it was 2 years ago. But their offensive line is suspect. Their running game has not been a huge proponent in a very long time, even when Tom Brady was there.
Because their offensive line is suspect.
Right. So, I mean, I would say I would say they're going to win a lot of low-scoring games. They haven't had a tight end since Gronkowski, and now they have the dual threat at tight ends, and they haven't had that since Hernandez and Gronkowski. So
would you take the over or the under at 9 wins?
So it's 9. See, oh, sorry, bud. Do you have a?
I would think that's probably close to a push. I mean, I had them at about 9 wins when I did the schedule.
So we are right on the same page there because Belichick's an excellent football coach, and assuming they have a pretty good defense, I don't see why they wouldn't be 8 wins, 9 wins. I mean, I'd give them the benefit of the doubt and say they'll pull over 500 at 9. I don't think they make the playoffs, but that's a line to avoid.
My little tip for betting regular season wins: if it's not a half game, if there's no 9.5, 8.5, at least you have the opportunity for that push. So if the Patriots win 9, all right, now it's a push.
Well, I want you to preview Phil Beats the Book this season. You're going to be picking one game each week in the 1 o'clock, and then you're going to roll it into the 4 o'clock if you win. You're picking ATS, right?
Yeah, that's usually what I like to do. One game for sure. Unless I see something at 4 that I really like, it's usually just one. Because let's be honest, I'm not sitting on a bag of money over here, so we got to be a little conservative.
Well, hopefully you will be after a week or two.
Huh? Well, yeah,
Hopefully
that's the goal. Listen, professional bettors, if they make 55% of their bets and they win, that's considered a winning year.
So you're going to make a pick each week. Bud, we're going to give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
There you go.
And whether we like his ATS pick, and then we'll keep track of his record. If he loses a lot of money, maybe we'll throw him a party. If he wins a lot of money, he has to buy us a cake. No, we can't stop the segment. You got to carry through the season. I don't care if you bet $1 or $10 or $100 a game. You got to keep betting. It's only fair.
All right, I will commit to that.
But preview us with the downfall of the Jets before the season begins.
Well, let's see. Their player that they signed to a 1-year deal has blood clots. And he can't play. He probably will never play football again. So there's a great deal. Lawson's out for the year. That was their prize, the free agent signing. They were finally going to have an outside pass rush presence, which they haven't had since John Abraham 20 years ago. Their linebacker is hurt now as well. Their cornerbacks suck. He's out now as well. Mims left the other day with an injury. I mean, he's down in the depth chart. They have no tight end presence at all.
And
Where's Chris Herndon?
Mekhi Becton has a concussion. He had such a concussion that he went to the sideline and threw up the other day. That's usually not a good sign. So 3 wins.
So is Michael Carter the 4th round pick this year? Is he going to be the starting running back? Because I haven't heard any other running back's name, and don't tell me Tevin Coleman's going to be the starter here, because
I don't think he's going to start. I think they've got a rotation going with Coleman, Carter, and Ty Johnson and P. Ryan.
But I like the way Ty Johnson was running the football. You know, Tevin Coleman brings something. I mean, a familiarity with the offense from San Francisco, so that's helpful. But let's be honest. I mean, he's an older for a running back. And I think it's Carter's job to lose, to be honest.
I haven't forgotten whatever Gase's offense looked like, so I need more of this new stuff.
We did catch Bud being optimistic this weekend watching Zach Wilson throw the football. We caught him being optimistic.
We did, and he has every reason to be. Zach Wilson throws a really nice football, and he should have decent pass protection.
I was very impressed with how he played against Green Bay. We have, as a Jet fan, we have not had a quarterback with this arm strength since I can remember.
I know we have the injuries. I just think this is going to be a lot better than people realize, but we just haven't seen it.
But they changed their defense to a 4-3. If they have no outside pass rush, the actual defense does not work. You have four picks in the first 2 rounds next year. Package one of them and Mims. And
do you really go all in on this season when it's year 1 of the rebuild? Probably not. You use those picks to make year 2 outstanding. I want to shift gears real quick because everyone's like up on Mac Jones and down on Daniel Jones after the Giants and Patriots joint practices.
It doesn't matter. We knew Trevor Lawrence was going to get the start too.
Right. He probably, I don't know if he should because Minshew's decent, but
Trevor Lawrence does not look good, by the way. He's going to get killed. Their offensive line is terrible. And without
ETN.
Yeah, ETN. I mean, I don't know what he's going to do.
Jacksonville is 6.5 right now.
Oh,
no way.
That's a good under.
I mean, so that's 100% Trevor Lawrence. I'm telling you, I've watched him play 2 games. Zach Wilson has impressed me more than Trevor Lawrence has.
Haskins got signed by Pittsburgh, I think, to be the backup. Josh Rosen got signed by the Falcons to be the backup. I called it. I told you he'd get signed.
You did. You did. He's never going to see the field, but you called it.
You pray he doesn't because of Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan can throw 30 interceptions. It doesn't matter. He's not getting pulled.
Are you guys buying any of the drama in Buffalo with the unvaccinated versus vaccinated players? And like, obviously there's weird protocols getting put into play here. I'd hate to see that derail somebody's great season.
The NFL is going to have a very interesting fall.
I hope it derails Dallas' season.